We have session 30, the 5th of August, and now we're into some of the political thread of the story. So Buschmankow is nicht gewähnt stark verwundert. This this is a reference to the conflict between Herzog and Boite. Is that how you pronounce it? Boite?
Bueta.
Boita. Boita. Okay.
Bueta.
Bueta. It's like a okay. Bueta. Okay. So Bushmankov was not very wasn't very surprised by this conflict between the two of them. Klangen wegen Reibungen zwischen Herzogin und der Premierminister General Buerta. Rumors about the frictions between Herzog and the Prime Minister General Buerta haben schon von lang zirkuliert, had been circulating for quite a while. Der Justizminister hat Daniel gesucht. The Justice Minister Daniel gesucht. This is Daniel. Yeah, this is Daniel Roux. He's a nice chap. Is a the Justice Minister Daniel said is a großer Patriot. He is a great patriot. Meint nicht zu sorgen damit, als die Premier und der andere Ministerien seien weniger patriotisch gestimmt. He meant by this not to say that this is, I guess, Daniel did not mean to say by this that the premier and the other ministers were not as patriotically inclined. Nicht mehr sie seien gelassener, öfter mehr praktischer. Now, I'm not sure what I think I know what this means, but I'll appreciate help. This is Daniel is saying it's not that he thinks that the others are less patriotically declined, but perhaps they were more gelassener, they were more relaxed or calm, and perhaps more practical. Is that a correct interpretation of that sentence?
Yeah.
Okay, so okay.
Seems like that, yeah.
Was ihm Lehru interessiert is, was wird sein jetzt? What interested him, Daniel, was what was going to happen now. Levish Jansche mit der Morgenzeitung in Hand, Levish Jansche with the morning newspaper in his hand, is reingekommen in Haus, came into the house. Ich hab gesucht und ich hab der Wart, also soines wird passieren. He's talking to his wife and he says, I said, and I was waiting that such a thing, the split was going to happen. Der Premier hat nicht gehabt kein andere Brehre. The Premier didn't have any other choice. Hat der Justizminister aufgefordert zu resignieren. He was forced to require the Justice Minister to resign. Was hat sein Weib gewollt wissen? Why did his wife want to know? Was? This is Jansche talking again. Was hat Jansche sich gewundert ob sein Weibs Unwissendigkeit? Why? Jansche was amazed at his wife's lack of knowledge, at her stupidity or naivete, for Zunshayn and Punim, huh? For your pretty face, right? He's such a charming man. He's very, very lovely. For seine narische und nicht politische Diboren, for your silly and not
for his
for his
Nechama.
silly, exactly, for his silly and not political, politically sound speech. For mir, hat Frau Jansche gesagt, for me, Mrs. Jansche said, is klar, is schon lang gewesen klar, als der Kampf, ob man kann es anrufen Kampf. For me, Mrs. Jansche said, it is clear, and it's been clear for a while, that the conflict, if you want to call this a conflict, zwischen die beiden Ministerien is a politisch-economischer. The conflict between the two of them is a political, economic one. Der Justizminister fordert das, was jeder verständiger und patriotischer Mensch darf fordern. She is saying that the justice minister is demanding this, what every reasonable and patriotic person must demand. Traumafrika soll aufhören sein, die Nuss, von welchen England nimmt heraus die Jodra. I'd like to know where that word comes from. Und warft weg dem Scholach. That South Africa has to stop being the nut that England takes out the kernel and throws away the shell. In other words, it's being exploited. Fordert Industries for land. He is demanding industries for the land. An eigene, freie, inlandische und ausländische Politik kann Emetzel sein gegen dem. What the justice minister is demanding is an independent, our own, free. What is inlandischer, in the land and outside of the land politics?
Within and without. Within the country and without the country.
Not the country. Nobody, could anybody be against that? Jansche is geworden in Kass. Jansche became angry. Du vergreifst nicht dem ganzen Indien, hat gesagt. You don't understand anything about the matter. Wir seien klein und arm und wir können nicht, nein, wir tun nicht der Zorn in England. We are a small and a poor country, and we cannot, we are not permitted to anger England. Wir dürfen ihr Mark, ihre Finanzen, ihre Industriale. We need her markets, we need her finances, and we need her industry. Sein Weib hat geschwiegen. His wife was quiet. And now he's talking again. It's is der Krisis vorbei. Now the crisis is behind us. Die Regierung wird sich jetzt können in ganzen Wiedmann durchzuführen, ihr angemeldete Arbeitspläne, hat Jansche gesagt. Now that the crisis is behind us, the government can now dedicate itself to its own work plan, he said. Der Justizminister, hat sein Weib gesagt, ist nicht der Person, sich zu lassen schmeißen und schweigen. The justice minister, his wife said, is not the kind of person who will allow himself to be beaten or whipped or in some way humiliated. Schmeißen, I was saying schmeißen in the tuchus, to get a beating, to get beaten and to be quiet. Ich will sich nicht wundern, ob wird gründen a neue Partei. I wouldn't be surprised if he establishes a new party, an anti-Englische, Anti-Regierung-Partei, an anti-English and anti-government party, hat Jansche gestürmt, Jansche ranted, raged. Outliefding von seiner Redes kann es sein nicht anti-England und nicht anti-keinem, nur a Partei, welche soll haben der Ziel, zu besorgen das Land mit Industries, machen ihr mehr selbstständig. Just, what is that, judging from what you say, it wouldn't be anti-England and it wouldn't be anti-anybody. It would just be a party which had the purpose of besorging. We talked about this one time.
To support.
To support, to fulfill, the land with industry and to make her more independent. Das ist nicht anti nor pro allemen, hat sein Weib gesagt. This is not anti or pro anybody. This is just, as she sees it, good logical sense. Thy logic is krumm, hat Jansche gesagt. Your logic is crooked and off the mark. De Melucher is gegen industrialisieren das Land. The government is against industry in the land. England is gewiss gegen them. England is certainly against this. To, wie, I love that word, to, wie kann a pro-industrielle Partei nicht sein anti-England und anti-Regierung? So, how could it be that a party which is for industrialization not be considered anti-England and anti the government? Mr. Moshe, husband and wife.
So like this, in Häuser und Geschäften, in houses and businesses, zwischen Mann und Weib, between husband and wife, Freund und Bekannte, friends and acquaintances, hat man diskutiert die Krise. They discussed the crisis in cabinet. They discussed the crisis in the cabinet und spekuliert wegen der weiterdicke Entwicklung und die Resultaten davon. And they speculated about the further development and results of the crisis. Die Firma Johnson, the local English business, Johnson Browning Limited, hat sich gefunden in an unbequemer Lage, found itself in an uncomfortable position. Sie hat nicht gehabt die Möglichkeit zu wissen, die Stimmung von der Mehrheit von ihren Kunden, because it did not have the ability to know the mood of the majority of her customers, alle Afrikaner, who are all Afrikaners. Darüber hat sie geschwiegen, and because of that, it didn't take sides, it was kept quiet. Wenn man hat sie gefragt, was sie denken wegen der Lage, when they were asked what they thought about the situation, is their entfer gewesen. Their answer was, they seien neutral, that they are neutral und mischen sich bichlal nicht in Politik, and overall they do not involve themselves with politics. Die Lage ist geworden anders mit der Anstehung von einer neuen Partei. The position became different with the emergence of the new party, was der Justizminister hat gegründet kurz nachdem that the Justice Minister founded shortly thereafter. Wie is ausgeschlossen geworden von dem Kabinett when he was shut out of the cabinet, when he was dismissed. By mention among people, welche haben bis dann geschwiegen, who had been quiet until then, sich nicht gekonnt beschließen, zu die Regierung, zu der Justizminister ist gerecht, who were unable to decide whether the government or the justice minister were in the right, haben jetzt now mit der Gründung von der nationalistischen Partei, with the founding of the Nationalist Party, sich Leute gemacht, die Zinger, und man hat sich erklärt, their tongues were loosened and they now were able to declare themselves, wer für der Regierung, wer für der neue Partei, who was for the government and who was for the new party. In Buschmannskopf ist gewesen Hendrik Wanden, Hiever und Wanderfontein, was hat sich gestellt auf der Seite von der neuen Partei. In Buschmannskopf, there was Hendrik van den Heever of Wanderfontein, who put himself on the side of the new party. Und später ist geworden der Gründer von der Buschmannskopfer Nationaler Partei. And afterwards he became the founder of the local party in Buschmannskopf. Wanderfontein hat sich gerimmt mit dem Wasserfall. Wanderfontein boasted of its waterfall, was hat sich gegossen über Felsen, with it poured over rocks, welche seien gelegen, einer auf dem zweiten, lying one on top of the other, einer neben dem zweiten, one next to the other. Wie menschliche Hände wollten es also zu neu gelegt, as if human hands had put them together this way. Hinter dem Wasserfall ist gestanden ein großer Hügel mit einigen Eukalyptusbäumen auf seinen Rücken. Behind the waterfall, there was a grassy mound with a few eucalyptus trees on its back. Beim Wasserfall und zu Fußens beim Hügel ist man oft gekommen picknicken. At the waterfall and at the foot of the little hill, people often came for picnics. Und Bochum seien gekommen, reiten dich auf flinke und hitzige Pferd, and young men came riding on swift and heated horses. Nicht als heute zu lieb dem Wasserfall, not really because of the waterfall, wie zu lieb Johanna, but rather because of Johanna. Johanna van der Heever's schöne 18-jährige Tochter, but because of Johanna van den Heever's beautiful 18-year-old daughter. Jan de Roo is euch gewesen einer von jener. Jan de Roo is also one of those, welche haben sich oft gefunden bei Hendrik van den Heever in Huis, who often found themselves in Hendrik van den Heever's house. Hat nicht gehabt, kein Pferd, he didn't have a horse. Vielleicht kommen mit Velociped, he came by bike. Fahren, rausfahren, vielleicht betten sein Mammen, before going out, he would ask his mother, sie soll verrichten a hemd, she should repair a shirt, as auspressen oder einnähen a kneppel. Either she should iron it, press it, or sew on a button that was obviously missing. Das ist gewesen, eider is geworden an Arbeiter in der Goldmine. This was before he became a worker in the gold mine. Dann ist Hendrik van den Heever noch gewesen reich. Hendrik van den Heever was still rich at the time when Jan, an armer Arbeiter in a Garten von Grinsen, and Jan, was a poor worker in a garden of vegetables. Had getroffen Johanna einige Mal. He met Johanna a few times. In der Stil had sie lieb gehabt. Quietly, he really loved her, aber sie had him ignoriert, but she took no notice of him. A paar Mal hat gemacht, a Versuch zu verbinden mit ihrer Schmutz. A few times he tried to initiate a conversation with her, aber sie hat ihm abgemosten mit a verachtenden Blick, but she measured him up with a denigrating look. Verachten. There's another word for denigrating. Anyone?
Contemptuous.
Contemptuous, thank you. And kalt has ook getan, and coldly said to him, "Entschuldig, ich muss gehen. Excuse me, I still have to go." It's not been geschmust. No one spoke. As Hendrik is showing Kimata, your aid. Now they were talking that Hendrik was getting poor. It's strange to read this about an Afrikaner, because usually when you read about shtetls, there are a lot of Jordan in shtetls. In Meshech, when die letzte etliche Jahr hat gelitten an Sachschadens. In the course of the past few years, he suffered a lot of damage. A große Zahl bei ihm seinen gefallen von etwas a geheime Krankheit. A lot of cattle died from a somewhat unknown sickness. I'm not sure how you say this in Yiddish. He was Erev, an Arvus für große Summe Geld, was hat gegeben seinem Freund, hat gemusst bezahlen zu dem, was sein Freund hat bankrottiert. He had vouched for a friend for a great deal of money that he gave his friend Summe Geld.
And arvut isn't, it's like a guarantee.
A guarantee to vouch for someone.
To co-sign.
Well,
excuse me?
It's to vouch for. You vouch for someone. And
and arvut,
And you take a great
he acted as a surety.
Yeah. The guarantor.
Yeah.
You know, in Israel, when you rent an apartment, you have to pay a lot for the arvut, for the guarantor. It's a guarantee. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a guarantor. Okay. He was a guarantor. He vouched for a large sum of money that he gave to his friend, and he had to pay because of this, because his friend went bankrupt. Und als Zugabe hat gehabt, 2-3 schlechte Jahren, and as a supplement, and in addition to this, he had 2-3 years of bad years. Hagel und Wärme haben ruiniert das gesäte und gepflanzte. Hail and worms ruined what he had planted, what he had sown, and what he had planted. Okay, I think that's whoever wants to do next as well.
What was the last word?
Gepflanzte. Gesäte und gepflanzte. It's a
maybe she was.
Yes, I have it. Yeah. Alle, welche haben gekonnt, Hendriken, haben mit ihm sympathisiert. All those that knew Hendrik, they sympathized with him. Jan Leroux, hat euch gefühlt, als man darf sympathisieren mit Hendriken, und Stillerheit gemacht, wie sich gefreut. Jan Leroux, even though he too felt that it is necessary to sympathize with Hendrik, quietly he himself almost was happy.
Mhm.
Ja, גם euch gefühlt, dass man darf sympathisieren mit Hendriken und stille Red gemacht, wie sich gefreut. Even though he felt that it is necessary to empathize with Hendrik, quietly he almost was happy for that. Die stolze Johanna wird jetzt schon gewiss haben verloren ihr Stolz. The proud Johanna will certainly lose her pride. Der Vater ihrer ist schon nicht reich und Jan ist schon nicht so orem und euch nicht so unwissendig, wie ist gewesen mit ein paar Jahr früher. Her father is already not rich, and he, Jan, is already not so as poor as not and not and not ignorant as he was with a couple of year before. Jetzt darf schon nicht beten, sein Mammen, sie soll verrichten seine Hemder. Now he doesn't have to ask his mother, she should mend his shirts. Seine Hemder seien nahe und rein und soll euch sein Anzug und Schicht. His shirts are new and clean, and so are his clothes and his shoes. Wenn wird wieder sein in Van der Fontaine, wird ausnutzen die Gelegenheit zu reden mit Johannen. When he'll be again in Van der Fontaine, he will use the chance to talk with Johanna. Ederes hat sich aufgebaut, die Kirche in Buschmannkopf ist gewesen, a Chazaka zu kommen, a paar Mal in Chodesh, oprichtend vieles bei Van den Iveren in Heus. Before the church in Buschmannkopf was built, it was like a rule to come a few times in a month to pray, to conduct prayers at the house of Hever. Van der Hever, yeah. Uh-huh.
And I just mentioned that a chazaka is to have a right of possession, a claim.
Yeah, I know that. I know the chazaka, but it seems like here it was like a rule. I know. Yeah, you have a chazaka over land.
Yeah, and whatever.
It's an established custom.
Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Would you pronounce it in Yiddish a chazaka? You would say a chazaka.
What did I say? Chazak.
No, you said it right, but no. Well, yeah, you would say chazaka.
Yeah. Yeah, chazak, we need chazak. Yeah, okay.
Right.
Yeah. Agam Hendricks materialer Matze ist in der letzten Zeit nicht gewesen als gehobener, hat man doch sich umgeführt wie in die besseren Zeiten. Even though Hendricks material condition, maybe financial situation, in the recently wasn't that great. They were conducting themselves just as they did in during better times. Wenn hat aufgenommen dem Galech und die Mitpallelim mit der selber breiter Hand, mit Kibbet und euch Matones vor der Kirche und dem Galech. They welcome the priest and the congregants with the same with the same
Generosity.
okay, yeah, right. Generosity with goodies and
Kibbut Karl.
kibbut
Kibbut
kar,
Karl.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
kibbut kar, yeah, and gifts for the church and the priest. Daniel Leroux ist gewesen ein ständiger Besucher und Jan ist euch oft mitgekommen, nicht also zu lieb die Tfiles, nur zu lieb Johannen. Daniel Leroux, he was a regular visitor, and Jan also used to come often with him, not because of the prayers, but because Johanna. Dem Sonntag nach der Meldung wegen die Gründung von der neuen Partei ist Jan gefahren mit seinen Eltern kein Wanderfontaine. That Sunday, after the news regarding the establishment of the new party, Jan went together with his parents to Wanderfontaine. Hat gehabt, aufgemacht bei sich zu reden mit Johannen klare Diburim. He decided within himself to speak with Johanna clearly.
Straight talk.
Straight talk, okay. To divulge his thoughts, okay, his feelings to Johanna. Und wird ihr beten, der Leubenes zu kommen und freien sich Schattenen zu ihr. He will ask for permission to come and freien. What's that?
It's an Afrikaans word, vrij, which means to court.
Okay.
Ah.
Okay. Thank you. To court her, you know, to court her. Schattenen, to court her for the purpose of marriage. A Schattchen is for marriage, huh? Wird ihr erklären sein materielle Lage. He will explain to her his financial situation. Mit seinen Verdiensten kann aushalten a Weib Covid. With his earnings, he can support a wife respectfully. Wird ihr euch erzählen, als ist nicht mehr der Reuer Wegfelder von Jahren zurück. Wird ihr sagen, als liebt sie euch. He will
Too
tell
much,
her,
too much.
yeah. he will tell her also that he is not that
What?
Country
What is this
bumpkin.
Beckfelder? What country?
Country bumpkin.
that Royer like the beginning, that beginning Beckfelder. I don't know what it is.
Well, no. You heard like
The
the
country
the uh,
bumpkin.
the
From
the
the
um
back, no?
the backwoods fellow. You know, the
Yeah.
backwoods fellow.
Oh, country bumpkin.
The country bumpkin. Maybe, but Rachel doesn't. The backwoods.
I know what the country bumpkin is. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, the
Beckfelder
back.
is like like a country bumpkin. Beckfelder is
Is that also
like
an
a
Afrikaner word?
yeah.
Yes,
Sorry,
it's
is
an
Beck could
Afrikaans word.
Beckfelder be a peasant?
No, it's an Afrikaans word which means the same as a country bumpkin.
Oh, okay, all right. Von Jahren zurück, of years before. Wird ihr sagen, als liebt sie, he will tell her that he loves her. Warum, wann den Hivers weiß gevor, wenn Heus, was ist gelegen wie behalten zwischen Nodelbämer, seinen gestanden ausgespannt Cape Cars, abgesoltelte Pferd, seinen gestanden angebunden zu Drohten und Bämer und Velocipeden, seinen gestanden. Somebody else take it. Thank you. From here. We did this. There's too many words here that are not
Well, no,
that are
you
not
could
Yiddish.
break up the sentence. Break up the sentence. It'll be easier. If you read just a part of it and translate it, it
Okay.
will be easy for you.
Okay, wann den Hivers, weißgefarbene Häus, was ist gelegen wie behalten zwischen Nodelbämer,
Stop there and just
around,
translate.
around, uh, around the white painted house of Van den Havers that was placed hidden among trees. I don't know what a Nodelbämer poem is.
Pine trees. Pine
Palm
trees.
tree, okay. Sonnengesteinen ausgespannt, Cape Cars abgesoltelte Pferd. I don't understand this at all. I don't understand this at all.
A Cape cart is a standard kind of carriage in South Africa.
Oh,
So it's a kind of
okay.
carriage that's drawn by horses.
Okay, yeah, okay.
And the ungesottelte Pferd these are horses that have been saddled.
Okay.
So
And they were thank you. And they were tied to no matter that's
Wires.
what did
They
you
were
They
say?
were tied to wires.
Okay.
And trees. Drotten und Bäumer.
Seinen gestanden neben der Verande von Heu. Velocipeden. I don't know what it is.
That's the
bicycles.
bicycle. We just heard about that. I didn't know that word. Velociped. That's
Is
a
that
Yiddish word.
is that a South African too?
No, that's
No,
that.
that's French.
That's what? That's
It comes
Yiddish?
from French.
From
Yeah, there's
French?
several
Okay.
words
Comes
in
from
Yiddish
French.
and the word rover is from Polish. And a bicyclette, you can say. But I
Okay.
usually say
Okay.
velocipede.
Okay. Die Mispalalim seien schon gewesen innewenig. Die Congregants were there inside already. Bald noch ein Davening ist der lang geworden kibbed. Just after the praying, goodies were served. That was the kid. That was the kiddush, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
refreshments. You have to have kibbut.
ja. Ja, Kaffee mit Biskuits und Bulklach, was die Ballebostes von Haus hat allein, die Balleboste von Haus hat allein gebacken. Coffee and biscuits and rolls that the housekeeper, the
The
homekeeper,
balabusta.
the balaboste, yeah,
The
balaboste.
balabusta.
Housewife.
Balaboste has no translation. Das balaboste von Haus hat allein gebacken. The home, the housekeeper of the house, she herself baked. Nachdem hat sich, what do you want to say?
No, the balabusta. I don't think it's the housekeeper. I think of
The
it as
home,
the woman of the house, the
the woman,
mistress of
okay,
the house. She
the,
was
the,
the
okay,
yeah.
Housewife.
the
Yeah.
housewife.
Oh my God, we don't say that anymore, Yankov. You know, that's very not correct to say that. Anyway, the mistress of the house, you know.
The mistress of the house. I haven't had this in a long time, the mistress of the house either. There's no such thing, you know. She has a career outside, you know.
Heute
Okay.
ist nicht
Well,
dieselbe Sache.
Yeah, I
With-
know.
the story is describing what happened 120 years ago, so it's
Yeah,
not
okay.
modern.
Okay. Nachdem hat sich entwickelt eine Diskussion wegen der neuen Partei. After that, they developed a discussion regarding the new party. MS, die Ziele von der neuen Partei sind noch nicht gewinn boiled. The truth is that the goals of the new party were not that apparent yet. Man hat noch nicht bewiesen, abzuschätzen ihre potenzielle Möglichkeiten. They did not manage yet to appreciate her potential possibilities. Aber
Alles Pedden. Alles sie Pedden.
Aber manchmal ihr nationaler Charakter hat sich techef gefangen, Herzen und herumgenommen große Kreisen. But because her national character right away touched hearts and involved a big crisis.
Kreisen.
Crisis.
No, groups
No,
of
no,
people.
no. Circles of
Kreis-
people.
circles of people.
Minds.
I'm sorry, can you repeat it?
Circles of people. It took in groups of people.
I see, okay. Hendrik van den Heever ist ständig gewesen als Sympathiker und noch Gefolger von General Herzog. Hendrik van den Heever always was I would say a follower, noch Folger, and a sympathizer and a follower of General Herzog. That's the president of Israel, ja. Ja, hat sich bald angeschlossen zu sein neu gegründete Partei. He right away joined the new party gegründet. I don't know what it is.
Well, the
Established,
recently
the newly
established, the
established.
recently established party.
Okay. Aber nicht alle Unwesentliche seinen Masken gewesen mit him. But not everybody all those that knew about it were agreed with him.
Unwesentlich are those who were present,
Unwesent.
not
Okay.
all those who were present.
Yeah. Why is this Yiddish so difficult for me? I don't know.
It's not.
What?
It's not. It's just sometimes the sentences are long. You have to break it. If you break it down, Rachel, your Yiddish is
Okay.
very strong.
Okay. Thank you. I don't know. Emetzer hat gesagt, Leute, die Rede von die Führer von der neuen Partei kommen zum Ausführ, als heint morgen wollen sie deportieren alle englische Marsha. Okay. According to what the leaders of the new party are saying, you can come to the conclusion that today, tomorrow, they will deport all all the English from the country, all the English people. Oder declaren England an neue Milchome, or they will start a new war with England, or they will declare a new war with England. Das sind doch altpuste und narische Rede, was können Norton schaden. These are all just empty and stupid things to say that can only cause trouble. That's it. Somebody else to take over.
A zweiter hat probiert aufklären der Minion azoi. Another person tried to explain the matter as follows. Die neue Partei, the new party, that Vaterin von England will demand from England, as sie soll zurückgeben das Land zu uns, that England should return the land to us. Boeren, we Boers, freiwillig, freely,
Voluntarily.
voluntarily. Hendrik van den Heever hat gelacht. Hendrik laughed. Freund, hat gesagt. My good people, he said. Du bist doch oft gewinn auf Jagd. Well, he's talking to an individual. My friend, you've... Freund, hat gesagt. My friend, he said. Du bist doch oft gewinn auf Jagd. You've often been hunting. Hast du sich gewendet zum Leib mit die Wörter, have you ever approached a lion saying, bitte gib up dein Verzuckung? Please, will you give back that which you have grabbed? Verzucken is a funny word there.
Your prey.
Your prey, exactly. Nein, man will raten, wenn dem Scheps muss man schießen dem Leben. No, if you want to save the sheep, you got to shoot the lion. Hans de Lange von Kratzenfurt, another new person here. His name is Hans de Lange.
We don't see it.
Yeah, right there.
Paragraph there. Hans de Lange von Kranzfurt. Euch einer von den Mispalim. He's another one of the people who were gathered to pray. An alter Freund von die Van den Hevers, an old friend of the family Van den Hever, hat geglätt sein lange Bord. he stroked his long beard und gesagt in an aufgeregter Stimme, and he said with an annoyed voice, Schießen, to shoot? Wer wollen es sein, die Schissers? So who are going to be the shooters? Wer wollen es sein, die heldische Lebenjägers? Who are going to be the heroic lion chasers, hunters? Die junge Loblisses, was haben noch nicht angesehen a Harmat in the Augen? You think it's going to be these young fools who've never even seen a cannon facing them? Und seien nicht gekommen ponem el ponem mit kein größere Gefahren and have never seen face to face any greater dangers wie mit an antlaufenem Pferd, greater than just a horse that has been running off. Die Wunden von der letzten Milchama sind noch nicht verheilt. The wounds of the previous war have not yet been healed. Die Quorum von die Milchama Carbonis stehen doch, blutig frisch. The graves of those who fell in war are still standing, bloody and fresh, vor unsere Augen, in front of our eyes. Das Land is Chorov. The land has been destroyed. Und meret schon wegen neuer Lochames? And you're talking about new wars? Nein. De Lange. No, Uncle De Lange. Hat men protestiert. They protested. Begreift nicht dem Indien. Uncle is not understanding the matter, wie es darf zu sein, as it ought to be. Da geht nicht wegen Personen. We're not speaking about personages. Das ganze afrikanische Volk is versklavt. The entire African people is enslaved, economisch und kulturell.
Not African, Afrikaner.
Okay,
He's talking about
Afrikaner means the
whites.
Afrikaans, the Boers, yes?
The Boers, yes.
Okay. The entire Boer folk is enslaved economically and culturally, hat Hendrik erklärt. Hendrik explained. Es kann nicht stellen a Tritt unter der Leibnisch von England. No one can even make a step without permission from England. Keiner tracht jetzt nicht. No one is thinking now. Und es wollt sein narrisch und a Verbrechen, and it would in fact be foolish and it would be criminal, unzufangen a Milchama mit England. So no one's thinking about starting a war. In fact, such a thing would be criminal to start a war against England. Wir haben nicht die Möglichkeiten und nicht die Menschen. We have neither the opportunity nor the people. Welche sollen es anheben? Who could start it? Und sein genug fähig, das durchzuführen, and be able to carry it through. Is es darüber narrisch zu reden davon? And so it's silly to speak about that. Die neue Partei fordert Selbstständigkeit. The new party is demanding independence. Wenigstens in ihre innerliche Unionen, at least with respect to domestic affairs. Sie fordert das Recht zu entwickeln das Land. The party is demanding the right to develop the land, industriell, in an industrial manner. Aus zu nutzen dem reichen Äußer, to make use of the rich treasures von Rohmaterialien, of the raw materials, für der Teufe von Land bechlal, for the benefit of the land in general, und für ein Volk befragt, and for its people in particular, und nicht für die Profiten von Yechidim, and not to profit individuals. Reicher zu machen die ausländische Industrialisten und Aventuristen. Those individuals, not to enrich individuals and make them rich. These foreign industrialists and adventurers. Die neue Partei zielt. This new party has as its goal zu kommen zu a Verständigung mit England, to reach an accord with England, wegen ot die alle Punkten, concerning all of these particular points. Puste de borim, empty words, hat de Lange gesagt, de Lange said. Showing etwas gelassener, already a little bit calm, more calm.
There's that word again, gelassener.
Yeah, gelassener is calm, relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not, yeah. I've never run into that.
It comes from the word losen, I would expect.
Yeah.
Unsere alte und praktische Führer, our old and practical leaders, haben uns gewissen dem Weg, have shown us the way. Auf welchen wir dürfen gehen.
I am? Okay.
Yeah, it's this paragraph starting Puste Diborim, and it's the third line. Auf welchen wir dürfen gehen, the path that we should walk. Von dem dosigen Weg dürfen wir nicht abneigen. We should not depart from that path. Meine Erfahrung sagt mir, my experience tells me, als wir die neue Führers wollen reinkriegen, die Macht in their hand, that as soon as the new leaders will take power into their hands, wollen sie sich vernehmen zurück auf dem alten und hart ausgetrottenem Weg. They will take themselves back to the old and well-worn path. Kein Neues wollen sie nicht uptun. They will not do anything new. Der ganze Tararam, Seher, move down a little bit now to the next page, 148, the top. It's 158 in the PDF. There it is. Der ganze Tararam, Seher, hat nur ein Ziel. Their entire commotion has only one goal. Rein zu kriegen, die Letzes in their hand, to grab the reins into their own hands. Der Galle hat sich hereingemischt, and now the priest mixed himself into the discussion. Hat sich geschrocken. He was afraid, as es soll nicht kommen zu a bitterer Machloike. He was afraid that it might come to a bitter disagreement. Hat gesagt. So he said, my Meinung is, my opinion is, as derweil ampert ihr sich umsist. You're just fighting without pause. Erstens, weiß man noch nicht genau die Zielen. First of all, we don't even know exactly what are those goals. The baldike und die weiterdicke, neither the near-term nor the long-term goals von der neue Partei, of this new party. Zweitens, and second of all, bin ich sicher, I am certain, as die neue Partei, that this new party, punkt wie die Regierungspartei, just like the government party, hat in Sinne nur die Teufel vom Volk und das Land, is only worrying about the good of the people and the country. Die Methoden sind efshir verschieden. It could be that the methods differ, or that their end seal is derselbe, but the goal is the same. Janke, your turn.
Okay. In draußen unter den Schotten von zerzweigten Werbebäumen, outside, under the shadow of the branches of a willow tree, hat Jan Leroux probiert reinziehen Johannen in Ashmus. Jan Leroux tried to engage Johanna in a conversation. Aber es ist ihm nicht gelungen, but he was unable to do so. Hat gemerkt, als hat sie letztens gesehen, ist sie geworden entwickelter, schöner. He remarked that since he had seen her last, she had grown, she had developed and become prettier. Hat ihr gesagt, and he told her so. Sie hat sich verreutelt, she blushed, und sich reingeflochten zwischen die Gruppe Mädler und Bocherim. She blushed, and she reingeflochten, she interspersed herself. She went in among a group of young girls and boys and young ladies and men, welche haben ihr herumgeringelt, who had surrounded her. Jan hat sich gewendet zu a paar Mädchen. Jan approached a few young women, welche seien gekommen zu ihm, who approached him. Ach, Mädchen, interessiert nicht Mr. das, wegen was sie amperen sich dort inwendig. You girls are probably not interested in what they are bickering about inside. Für uns Mädchen hat ihm einer geantwortet. For us girls, one of them answered him, is a kleiner Unterschied, wer es regiert das Land. For us, it makes very little difference who governs the country. In Parliament werden uns nicht auswählen. They won't choose us to go to the Parliament. Und gedeiht zu seiner Weib und Mutter ist nicht nötig zu seiner Mitglied von einer Partei. And in order to be a wife and a mother, it's not necessary to be the member of a party, oder zu wissen, was der Führer sagt und jener sagt nicht, and to know what this leader is saying and what that the other one is not saying. Jeder Mann und jede Frau, hat Jan gesagt, darf sich verinteressieren mit alles. Every man and every woman, Jan said, needs to interest himself in everything. Was in sein Land tut sich, to interest himself in what's going on in the country. Und nicht nur nehmen an Interesse, nur euch reagieren auf dem. And not only to take an interest in it, but also to react to it. Das, was es kommt jetzt vor, what is occurring now, what is happening now, die Spaltung und in der Regierung und die Parteien, the split in the government and in the parties, und von der größten Bedeutung ist von der größten Bedeutung für ein Land. This is of the greatest significance for the country. Die Resultaten kann man nicht sehen und nicht abschätzen voraus. The results of this one cannot see and one cannot evaluate ahead of time. Man darf aber sein wach und noch folgen. One must, however, be aware and one must follow die weiterdicke Entwicklung davon. One must follow the further developments of these matters.
Oh.
Sorry, yeah. Hendrik van der Heever. Hendrik van der Heever is uitgekomen. Hendrik van der Heever went out. Had gehoord Jan's letzte Wörter. He heard Jan's the last words that he spoke. Jan, du bist gerecht, hat gesagt. Jan, you are correct, he said. Wir müssen gucken mit offenen Augen auf alles. We need to look at everything with open eyes. Auf alles, was in dem Land tut sich. We need to look with open eyes at everything that is happening in this country. Aber sag mir, but tell me, die Arbeiter, mit welcher du traverst, führen dir nicht herab von geraden Weg, are the workers with whom you are friendly, are they not leading you away from the straight path? Hendrik, welche is der gerade Weg? Hendrik, which is the straight path? Hendrik hat ihm angeguckt. Hendrik looked at him. Der gerade Weg is der, hat gesagt. The straight path is that one, he said to him, auf welchen wir alle seien gegangen von die Voortrekkers bis heint. This is the path that all of us went along from the Voortrekkers until today. The Voortrekkers were the people who left the Cape province and traveled into the hinterland in the I think it was 1835 to get away from the British influence.
Am I in the right
So
place?
Yes, you're exactly right. If you move it now, you'll lose it.
Okay. So ich und alle Arbeiter, hat Jan gesagt, I and all the workers, Jan said, gehen noch als auf demselben Weg. We are going on the same path. Nicht mehr, die Arbeiter fordern a bessere, a mehr gerechte Behandlung von die Balabatim, Dosgor. However, the workers demand a better and more just treatment from the Balabatim. That's all. Ob das ist gar, hat Hendrik gesagt, bin ich auf eurer Seite. If that's the case, Hendrik said, then I agree with you. I'm on your side. Die Versammelte haben sich geklimmt nach heim. Those who had gathered left and went home. Man hat gesottelt Pferd und gespannt Cape cars. They saddled horses and they spanned in the Cape cars. Man hat sich gegeben die Hand und sich gewünscht auf Wiedersehen. They shook hands.
Masha, again you lost the place, sorry.
Auf den Wagen. The priest, who was already sitting on his wagon, had gelost fallen das letzte Wort. He had said the last word. Was soll nicht passieren, hat gesagt. Whatever happens, he said. He said aloud, as alle sollen hören, that everybody should hear it, toren mir keinmal nicht vergessen, we should never forget, as alle seien mir Kinder von ein Volk, that we are all the children of one nation, Brüder, we're brothers. Wir können nicht und wir toren nicht bleiben zerrissen und zerscheit. We cannot and we dare not remain separate and divided.